Last time we learned the intro and the chords for Canon Rock. Now we will learn the full rhythm today. So pick up your guitar, turn your distortion high, and let's rock. And learn that riff at the end of this video. Stay tuned. If you've already been practicing on the first video in this series, then well, you're really good to go, because now all you got to do is play the extra stuff on top of the chords, which is how I learned Canon Rock, and I think probably the most efficient way to learn it. That way you're not learning everything at once and your brain's not overloaded. So starting out with the D power chord, you'll play it regular, normal like that, and then you'll play palm muted twice, which is like resting this section of your hand, which is maybe the side of your palm or whatever you want to call it. Rest it on the bridge there somewhere, like, you know, just kind of mute the strings somewhat, but not so much as to where it doesn't sound anything but like a dead note. So, you know, it's got some sort of note there. And it will take a bit, if you haven't done palm muting much, you know, to get used to it and make it sound like you want it. After that, on the B string, use your pinky, which is much more efficient than some people using their ring finger, because you're going to have to, you know, get down here. Maybe it's because they don't want to use their pinky, but it's really good to use your pinky when you can, because it's much more efficient. B string, you are on the 8th fret, slide down to the 7th. So keep all these other fingers anchored here. This is the only one that really should move. After that, you'll be playing that twice. You'll be doing this pretty much right before you play the next chord on all this, pretty much. You'll be playing something twice like that. Just like that's twice, and this is on the A string, 5th fret. Then you go to the A power chord. There's that section, you know, palm muted that way. If you do it the way I do, you'll come off of the fretboard to hit the 5-7 on the B string. It's one picking note, you just hammer on. And the reason I said if you do it the way I do it, that is the way I do it, but some people will do this, which is, I think, probably more efficient. But I don't do it this way because I just can't get a really strong note on that. What they do is they bar all the way across until, you know, making sure mainly that this finger is sounding this note, the B string. So they're hammering on that way. Or they might use their pinky. Either one, really. It probably is going to be more efficient if you do it this way with your pinky, because it's right there. You know, you don't have to reach down. The pinky's right there. The reason I don't do it is because I just can't get that to just sound out real well. So if you did it this way, this next section, instead of playing it the way I do, an open A, you'll be playing on the E string, the low E string, 5th fret, right there. It's the same note. So let's put this together. Right there, or if you do it the other way, you'll be going. right there. After that, you'll go to the B power chord. And that is on the B string, the 2nd and the 3rd fret. They're going to be taking turns here. Well, you know, like you'll play. This one will sound on the B string, 2nd fret. Then you'll upstroke, then downstroke, 3rd fret, B string. Then you'll upstroke again. And it might like really feel, you know, out of the ordinary, not very feel comfortable. You might just do like what I normally do, is all downstrokes, which is really not efficient. Because sometimes you'll miss and you'll hit that instead of like that. So it's according to really what you want to do, but I'm here to tell you that that's probably going to be more efficient. Then the F sharp power chord. Then if you're going to play, you're going to be playing the E5 power chord. You can also just do an open E there instead of going back to the power chord for E. If you're real good, you can make it look like you're not doing much, like I see some people. Just barely bringing those fingers off the strings. It looks like you're not really doing anything. So after you do that, you're going to this G power chord. 1, 2, 3. It's a little bit different now. Then you're playing those 2 notes. With your ring finger, you are on the 5th fret, D string, and then on the G string, you're on the 4th fret. You're sliding up 2 frets. That's, 2 times again. And then, like just we did at the very beginning, slide from the 8 to the 7. After that, you're going to be playing, also still on the B string, 5th fret, then upstroke, which is, more efficient than a downstroke in this case probably. G string, 7th fret. This is now back to the G power chord. So let's put this all back together real fast. After this, you're going to be doing sliding here. This is going to be on the G string. So this was the 4th fret up to the 6th fret, 7th, and then 6th again. All one pick. That is the A power chord. Again, you play that thing like we do at all of them. So now let's put that all together, and we're going to have this. I'll play it slower this time. Now this is when we're starting all over again. Now you'll notice that I taught you right here. That is something different, and I got that from Tronvold, and just check the description below about the details about that. Normally people like fun to do this right here. So you want to do it that way. It's the same thing, really. It's basically just less picking. That's about it, pretty much. So now we're going to be doing this all over again. This is going to be the second time around here, and I'll show you the difference of it at the ending of it, right before we go to the solo, you know. Okay, now we're to the part. Remember before the first time, we would normally go, you know, either to the 7th or the 6th fret. Instead of doing that, we're going to just be playing the 6th. You know, so it's simple, you know, it's the same thing as before. So, this lesson, you learn it once and you play it twice, pretty much, you know. You're playing exactly the same thing unless, you know, you add some variation to it. So the only difference is the turnaround, really. And then at the ending, for the second time around, you're like, add a pinch harmonic in there if you want to. So, we're going to do this really slow, because I know many of you probably already been doing a lot of rewinding. I'm going to show you this very slowly, as slow as I can play it, and try to play it accurately too. Turnaround. That's exactly what we've been doing already. Okay, and of course that wasn't 100% perfect, but who is perfect? Especially when you're playing it slow and you're used to playing it fast. It's a hard concept to grasp for some people, but yeah, that's pretty much, yeah. When you slow it down, you're like, whoa, how do I play that? I'm so used to playing it fast. So, fast, it's going to sound like this. Roughly. That was probably 210 beats per minute instead of 200, like Jerry C. wrote it as. So I probably did that overkill, but anyway, that's basically what it'll sound like, and you know, I showed you my favorite version of doing it. Now I want to show you the riff that I promised you. This is what the riff is going to sound like. Okay, so you can see, it's repetitive. So, you know, you can go on forever with it and add stuff on top of it. So, let me show you what I'm doing first with my picking hand. So, I'm doing a bunch of palm muting, and the rhythm is like... So basically what you need to remember and get down is what I'm doing here, because all I'm doing is playing those two. And add a little bit of artificial harmonic there.